So UFC 299 is officially over in Miami. It's been a few days now, and we've just got to talk about that Sean O'Malley performance in the main event. He retains his bantamweight championship of the world over Marlon Chito Vera in an absolutely outstanding masterclass performance. 50-45 and 50-44 all over the place. I mean, you can't get better than that for a first title defense. People thought it was hype. Oh, no, it's not. He's proved why he is now number 6 in the pound-for-pound rankings with one of the best fighters on the planet and one of the best performances. That will probably happen in a title fight ever again. If we're being honest, the scorecards were massive. We don't get many 50-44s in a UFC title fight. That is how good that performance was. And no, he might not be the top contender, but he definitely is one of the top contenders in the bantamweight division. He was number 6. Obviously, you've got Corey and Merab, who are both there and will probably be his next opponents. I don't know which one it'll be. Obviously, he has called out Ilia Topuria, which would be an absolutely massive fight if they could get that over in the Santiago Bernabeu, because that would be unbelievable for us European MMA/UFC fans, because I would be on my first trip to, well, no, I was going to say my first trip to the Bernabeu, but I actually went earlier this year to watch a football game. But talking about UFC, it would be unbelievable. It'd be my first ever UFC show. I've never managed to get to one live, that is. Obviously, I watch all the pay-per-views as I can. But yeah, it would be absolutely unbelievable if they can make that happen. Ilia Topuria versus Sean O'Malley for Topuria's featherweight title. Yes, please. In the Bernabeu, yes, please. It'll be sold out and it'll be absolutely incredible. It really, really would be. It would be a massive event. I don't think it'll get it happen, though. I don't want to get everyone's hopes up, and I just think we just need to probably park it for a little bit, because I think Sean O'Malley's got some business to do in the bantamweight division with two clear top contenders in Merab and Corey Sandhagen. Which fighters will get it? It'll probably be Merab, because he has fought more of the recent, but Corey has got to be there sooner rather than later. Potentially, what they could do with the bantamweight is they could do, obviously, Sean O'Malley defends versus Merab, and then Corey potentially rematching Peter Yan, who is also coming off a victory on this card against Song Yudong, which was a very good performance from him. He's back in the win column, and I'm happy for Peter Yan. I think Song Yudong will come again, and I do believe he will be a world champion at some point. He's got to make a few adjustments here and there, but I do believe he will be a UFC champion at some point in his career. However, Peter Yan, after a difficult first round, gets the experience, pulls the experience out the bag and manages to win round 2 and 3 with a bit of grappling exchanges and takedowns, managing to win that fight. And yeah, I'm down actually to see a rematch between Corey Sandhagen and Peter Yan, because that was a very good performance from Peter Yan in their first fight. But I believe it would be a lot different now with Corey Sandhagen. I think he has improved a lot. Peter Yan obviously only just getting his first win in three fights. So yeah, he's back on the win streak, but it'll definitely be an interesting fight, that. And then obviously Sean wanting to defend again, well, not wanting to defend, but having to defend against Merab, because Merab is clearly the number 1 contender. He's done the work. He's beaten everyone who's in front of him, absolutely ragdolled them. And I think it'll be a very good fight, that. Can Sean O'Malley beat Merab is another question that we'll probably have to find out, and we'll talk about at another point. But if I get scheduled, I will definitely be tuning in, of course, because Sean O'Malley is a superstar. Don't get that wrong, because he definitely is 100%. But that was a good fight, a great performance against Chito Vera. I don't know what Chito does now. He's going to have to fight down, of course. But yeah, I'm not quite sure what he'll do. Maybe he'll fight Song Yudong, because they both lost on the same card. That could be an option. I don't know. I don't know what they'll do, but it'll be interesting to see what they both do next. But the Sugar Show continues, as well as the Dustin, the Diamond Poirier train. The Benoit Saint Denis train, however, takes a halt at this station, UFC 299 station. It has taken a halt, and it is there, and it is staying there for a while, because the Diamond came through. Oh my days, what a performance. I doubted him. I said Benoit Saint Denis would get it. And he was looking like he was going to get it because he absolutely dominated Poirier in that first round. It was a great, it wasn't quite a 10-8, but he was putting him to the wall, putting in the pressure and landing some beautiful shots. And I thought it was a matter of time before Poirier cracks. But pressure makes diamonds, and that right hook gets him out of trouble. Boom. I mean, the man was jumping gillies left, right, and Chelsea, and he got told in the first round to stop doing that, and he did it again when he got Benoit Saint Denis hurt, but it got back to the feet, and then boom, cracked him with that right hook, and Benoit Saint Denis couldn't continue. I do believe he'll come again, only 28 years of age. There's definitely learning experience from that, because that pace that he set was frightening, but I think he needs to realise, let's not fight like that in a 5-rounder, because that is unbelievable pace to keep up. And if you want to keep up with the pace, Poirier can definitely keep up with the pace. That's for sure. However, what does Poirier do now? Does he become the number one contender now? He has taken a fight against an up-and-coming contender. Does that now put him up as a number one contender? Or you've got Justin Gaethje? To be honest, I think what should happen, I think it should be a trilogy between Justin Gaethje and Dustin Poirier. And that one will officially set who's the number one. And then whoever wins out of Sarukian and Oliveira at UFC 300 should be fighting Islam. I think that's how it works. Because whoever them two fight, they will be in a rematch with Islam Makhachev. Whoever wins, out of Oliveira and Sarukian. Whoever wins that will be rematching because they both fought Makhachev before, and it'll make for an interesting rematch, either fighter. And then obviously you get left with the trilogy between Justin Gaethje and Dustin Poirier, and I think that'll be a great fight. They're both 1-1. Poirier getting the knockout in the first one, Gaethje getting a clean head kick knockout not so long ago last year. But I think it'll be a very interesting fight nonetheless, and it'll be very interesting to see what they do in the lightweight division. And speaking of lightweights, Matthias Gamrot, he beat RDA. Very good performance from him. He gets the win, and he moves up into the top 5, I believe. He's either 5th or 6th in one of those. And so he's getting closer to a title shot. He'll have to fight someone in the top 5 to progress. But another one who has crept into the top 5 in their division is Jack Della Maddalena. Actually, I don't know if he has crept into top 5. He might be 6th, actually. He's either 5th or 6th. He beat Gilbert Burns, and I think he was losing the fight. He was losing the fight. Oh, yes, he was. But then he got the stoppage. He got the stoppage indeed, and he needed that stoppage because he was going to lose on the cards. And what a knockout it was, and fair play to him. When the going gets tough, Jack Della Maddalena gets rough, and he gets the stoppages when he needs it, and fair play to him. He moved into the, I think it is top 6, actually. I don't think he's gone into 5th. He might have done. I don't know, actually. I know he's 5th or 6th. I checked earlier, but I can't quite remember off the top of my head. Speaking about someone else who has gone into the rankings, Michael Venom Page has gone into the rankings after defeating Kevin Holland, who is now, I think Venom Page is now ranked 13th. Kevin Holland's dropped to 14th. And yeah, he is now in the welterweight division, and he is ranked. It'll be interesting to see if he fights, obviously in the same division as Jack Della Maddalena, but a very good UFC debut for MVP. And it'll be interesting to see who he fights next, indeed, because I'm just intrigued, because I thought he was going to fight Wonderboy. I thought that was a very good fight for him, but he has since said that he doesn't really want to fight Wonderboy because he thinks it'll be a bit of a boring fight. Clash of styles. So it'll be interesting to see who he is matched up against next, but someone who is not a heavy wrestler, because if he wants to get that Leon Edwards shot, he doesn't want to be fighting someone who is just going to absolutely crotch sniff. I know you have to do those things in the UFC, but if he wants to try and manage his way to that title shot versus Leon Edwards as best as possible, he needs someone who's going to strike. Maybe Ian Gary, but I think Ian Gary might be looking for Chaos Covington. But very good debut, nonetheless, very good performance. And he's shown that he is UFC caliber. Michael Venom Page, welcome to the Big Boys League. To finish off then, I'm going to go with, obviously, Jalton Almeida versus Curtis Blades. Just run it back. Blades versus Aspinall for the interim heavyweight title. Let Tom defend his interim belt. Run it back. Blades versus Aspinall. I want to see it, and I want to see it in the UK, if I'm being honest. That is a rematch that I need to see, because the first one obviously ended with Aspinall busting his knee and he couldn't continue, and that was just a shame. I want to see that fight. Blades is, I think earned that shot, really, to be honest. I think it's a good performance over Almeida, who was on a rise, shown that he's very one-dimensional, so he's got to go back to the drawing board and probably work on that stand-up game. But Curtis Blades, Tom Aspinall, I'm going to finish off with that, and I hope you've enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments down below what you thought about UFC 299. The Sugar Show continues, and we've got some new contenders in multiple weight divisions. But that is going to be it from me today. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you on the next one.